everyone, I'm Kayla, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to sync Attio to Notion using Whalesync. Now, why even sync Attio to Notion in the first place? Well, you want to share client or partner-facing data without giving them full visibility into your Attio workspace, which doesn't yet support granular permission controls. Or maybe not everyone on your team needs to log into Attio, but you still want to give them visibility into what's important for them. For example, reporting or dashboards. Or your product or operations teams already live in Notion, and syncing Attio data gives them instant access to key updates without having to switch tools. Or you want to just eliminate the need for someone to constantly keep Notion updated. Whalesync handles the busy work. So no need to write code or mess with complicated connectors. Whalesync keeps it simple, reliable, and even supports two-way sync. In this demo, I'll be using a sample use case of tracking campaign data in Attio and syncing it to Notion, where an external agency, for example, could access the latest updates without needing full CRM access. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm in Whalesync now, and I'm going to click New Sync. I'm going to start with Notion, and I'm going to authorize access to Notion. Select Pages. This is the database I want to sync, and it's within my workspace. So I'm going to select all three. Allow access. And now on to Attio. Confirm. Continue. Okay, and now we need to select and map our tables. So first table I'm going to start with is campaigns people. So my goal here, and obviously this is an example, but my goal here is to sync over people who have engaged with my campaigns or who have participated in my campaigns. I want that data to also sync over to Notion. Select table, and when you go to select a table in Attio, you can see there's companies, deals, people, and workspace members, and you might have other objects that you're not seeing here. That's likely because they are custom objects, and Whalesync doesn't yet support syncing custom objects or data in custom objects, I should say. So if you do have data living in a custom object that you want to sync over to Notion, you'll have to figure out a way to get that data into one of these standard objects. It's actually pretty simple. You can create an automation or a workflow in Attio to make sure that that data is also populating in one of these objects, and you can have it just populate in a view in Attio. I'm going to select people. And you can see I have my people here within this view. So build a strategy, participants, campaigns, not empty. And campaigns is actually a relationship attribute in Attio, and that's how I create this view basically. So I'm going to go back to Whalesync. I'm going to select another table, so campaigns, companies, and companies in Attio. So create table mappings. And now I have done this before, so it's already populated the fields that I previously selected. If you are coming to this page for the first time, you're just going to have to create the fields, but it's very easy to do so. You can just create fields, copy fields from Attio, and then you go through and select the fields that you want to sync over into Notion. And obviously you just select the ones that you actually really need to sync over to Notion. You don't need to select all of these. Okay, and you can see here, this is a two-way sync. You can see by these arrows here, this is a one-way sync. And if I select this, that means I just want my data from Attio to sync over to Notion. And if I select this arrow, that means I just want to sync over data in Notion into Attio. And in this case, I want to just sync over data from Attio into Notion. I don't need a two-way sync here, and I don't need to sync over any data from Notion into Attio. And now something else I'm going to do is get rid of this because I want to create a relationship with this table. Company. As you can see here, related to campaigns, people, team. And this icon here always means that it's a relation field or a relationship field. Okay. And I'm going to go and select my filter here because I need to add a condition. I don't want to sync over all people that are living in my Attio workspace. I just want to select these people that are participating or engaging in a campaign. So I'm going to have campaign name is not empty. Okay, so now I'm going to create a filter in this table as well, the companies table, because I don't want to sync over all companies. And let's see, interaction type. That's a field I created. And now, let me just refresh this. Interaction type is not empty because I have a view here within my companies object, as you can see, interaction type. And so if the interaction type is empty, it means that no one from that company has engaged with a campaign, so not relevant in this case. So I'm just gonna recap, take a quick look. I don't need Attio record ID. Okay, so save and continue. Some tables might have conflicting data. Okay, let's see. Normally, this is very easy to solve. So I'm just going to let it scan existing records. Yep, great. It shows you the companies and the people that have been excluded by the filter that I set up, so that's good. Okay. And it also shows you the number of records that will be added and the number of records that will be updated. So you know that you probably have an idea of the number of records that you're going to be adding or updating. So if it looks very far off, then something's wrong and you probably just need to go back and maybe adjust your filters. And so now we're just going to wait for the data to sync. Nice, you can see it coming in. So you can see the people coming in with their names, the campaign name, the interaction date, interaction type, email address, and the company that they're associated with. So that's great. And I love how it comes in exactly as I have set it up in Attio. So I don't have to do anything. I don't have to edit anything, which is great. This is a single select field in Attio, and as you can see, it's just seamlessly synced over that field type as well, as this is clearly also a single select. And the date field is all set up as well, and you can see the rest of the data coming in here. And so if I click on this, it shows me where it's living, and I can just click on that and it takes me to the other page or the other table where the data is living. So you can see the companies, you can see the interaction type, you can see the people as well. So you can see whoever is associated with the company and whoever is a campaign participant or someone that has engaged with the campaign. So if I click on that, so Naomi, and I click on campaigns people, again, it it leads me back to this page. Okay, so I'm just going to show you quickly how real-time these syncs are. So I'm going to just create a new person here, and I'm going to name it, I don't know, Justin Pearson. Justin at the.com. Very creative of me. And I'm not even going to add a company name. This is just an example. Obviously, this is not the most efficient way to add in data, but just for the sake of this example. So create record. Okay. Justin Pearson's there, and Justin Pearson was just added in here as well. So that's how real time it is. It's so quick and it's so seamless. And that's pretty much it. Hope you found this video helpful, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment right below this video. Thanks for watching and happy syncing.